Hello there, thank you for clicking onto my video. Today I am going to be setting up my planner for the months to come, but while doing so, just have a chat about how 2020 has affected my mental health. So let's get started. I have my roster opened on my monitor in front of me so I can mark my calendar while referring to it. I actually have December calendar marked already on my 2020 planner, but my new 2021 planner has actually starts in December and also has this really cute reindeer design. So I will be transferring the washi tapes I had on my previous planner onto my new 2021 planner. So I don't work regular Monday to Friday. I do have to work on some weekends and public holidays, and my work roster is only out on quarterly basis. So I usually just take some time to mark my calendar, and I actually enjoy this process because it is kind of therapeutic for me. So now I'm just marking my off days before transferring the washi tapes onto the calendar. 2020 is definitely a roller coaster ride for a lot of people, including me. I would like to say first that I acknowledge how privileged I was to be able to keep my job, work from home, and stay safe in where I stay, while a lot of other people are losing their jobs, their lives over the pandemic. So definitely I'm speaking from a place of privilege, but I just would like to share about my experience and how 2020 has been, and how I was just affected by everything. So in the beginning of 2020, I was promoted at work, and I know a promotion should be a good news, and while I am thankful for it now, back then I was not ready because I was actually in, I would say, quite a dark period. I was struggling with my anxiety, and I think that was like one of the worst period I ever had in terms of dealing with my mental health, and I just didn't really want any more changes to shock me, because I struggle more on like anticipatory anxiety. So I expressed this to my manager at the time, and I would like to say first that it took a lot in me to open up about my struggles, and there is always this fear about how people will judge your mental health issues, and there's still this stigma around it. And I also did not want to perpetuate the belief that people with mental health issues cannot excel in their life or career, or that their condition should be seen as a disadvantage or a stumbling block. However, at the time, I thought that this is what's best for me. I did not need the added mental stress from being a manager. I just want to focus on myself and actually get some help. So I was really grateful for a boss in a company who not only did not judge me for being the way I am, but was willing to bet on me and help me develop myself into my new role. Plus, with the pay raise, I have to be on board. I will say that the events that happened after my promotion definitely did not help me at all. It did, in hindsight, yes, I grew a lot from that experience. But imagine this, and it was just a few months shy away from the global pandemic. And as you know, handling a pandemic and learning about management and operations as a first time manager at quite a young age, I would say, is definitely a very new experiences. On top of that, I'm struggling with my anxiety. So, yes, I was definitely struggling a lot. I had a lot of breakdowns. Let's just pause to take a moment and appreciate the December spread for 2020 planner that I did not get to use. It's actually really cute and has a cozy vibe with all the cats and the color. So let's just put this aside and say hello to a brand new planner. and it's time to decorate them with stickers. I have a weird obsession with stickers, as you can see from my other video. So I have a lot of them right here, and I always have a hard time looking for a suitable sticker because there's just too many, and I ended up spending a lot of time just sorting through the stickers. But right now I'm just looking for a suitable sticker for Christmas and New Year's Eve, since those are the two holidays coming up in December. Okay, now that I found the stickers, let's move on to January. Is this thing called the snow weasel? I think, is there such thing? Anyway, so for the first half of the year, I was finding my footing. I had a mental breakdown every other day, and thankfully, I was working from home, so crying during virtual meetings was possible. I just had to mute myself and keep it together. On top of work stuff, I was also in conflict with a relative who is kind of toxic. It's complicated, but in essence, I felt like I was not being respected, and I was kind of glad that I did not have to meet with that person as often as I used to because of the quarantine. I think it's really important, like what my counselor told me, to put ourselves first. We might feel guilty, indebted towards someone, but that does not give them the rights or permission to step all over our needs and boundaries. When your lines have been crossed, it is okay to step back and cut off toxic people from your lives. Because life is already so hard as it is, we don't need to keep people who make it worse around. Speaking of guilt, another thing that I discussed with my counselor is that I felt like I should not feel depressed because there are so many people who had it worse than me, and I beat myself up a lot for feeling the way I felt. I was complaining about how work is really difficult, how my relative made me feel miserable, but then there's another feelings that kind of consume all this, and I just felt guilty. I just felt like I shouldn't feel the way I felt, but I think my counselor really helped me get into terms with my own feelings and letting me know that my feelings are valid and it is okay to feel the way I felt. What I was facing is real. So that helped, and I guess I just wanted to share this because I believe there are a lot of people who also felt the way I felt. And yeah, so I guess I just wanted to let you know that you're not alone and your feelings are valid. It's okay to feel the way you feel, and it will get better. And maybe try to get some help, speak to people you're comfortable with, speak to people you trust, and try to heal over everything that's been going on. And now we're in February. I know that next year's Chinese New Year falls in February, so we can mark that down. I can't seem to find a suitable sticker. I think this red purse with the coins suits the theme of Ang Pao, so that will work. I marked Valentine's Day as well, and am now just looking for a cute love heart-shaped stickers. Though Valentine's Day is really not relevant to me, I guess I just need it to look a little less empty. Alright, so back to my rant. I think as an introvert who deals with social anxiety, I quite liked the quarantine and work from home arrangement in 2020. Is that horrible? I don't know, that's just how I felt. The later half of 2020, we started going back to the office on rotational basis. The lockdown was also lifted, and I must say I was really super anxious when all of that was happening, because thinking about going back to work and having to deal with all these social interactions just scared the hell out of me. But I had to accept it, and after a few weeks it became sort of a routine, and I was definitely managing it better now. I was also slowly getting the hang of doing things at work. The work volume also more or less stabilized. I was finally able to breathe, and meeting up with some colleagues and friends surprisingly made me feel a little better. Just, catching up and share about how I felt. So I think I'm just going to stop here. All in all, I learned a hell lot in 2020, even though I couldn't go out much. I find myself growing as a leader and as a person each day, and I'm thankful that I took up the new role despite the dark few months that followed. I'm thankful that me and my family are safe. I hope that people don't get complacent almost a year into the pandemic, as the fight is far from over and there's still so many people affected by it and dying each day. It is essentially a tragedy. Anyway, this is the end of my very long plan and rent session. It's been nice just talking and, planning my months. I am excited to use my new planner. I'm such a sucker for stationaries and planners. But I really like using them and decorating them and play with stickers even though I'm a full grown adult. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening. I hope that whatever it is that you're feeling and struggling with, you know that you're not alone. And I just hope for a better year ahead.